Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs for May. I feel like I'm trying to think of the right words. I feel like you guys are in a really good energy. By the way, I'm sorry for the sound. I have the air conditioner on because it's just like super warm today, so it's a little loud in the background, but it's also to drown out the people outside. There are like kids outside and stuff, but I do feel really good in you guys' energy. I feel really, I don't know, I feel just warm and nice and like happy. I just feel really good. It feels really like loving and like watery, which is, you know, natural for you guys. Obviously you guys are a water sign, but it just feels really freaking good. So I'm gonna pull a card from the Starseed Oracle as maybe like an overall or something to either focus on, and then I'm just gonna pull tarot. So let's see what we got. Let me get a little closer to you guys. Back in there. There we go. And while I'm shuffling as well, just a couple things to keep in mind is that energy is fluid, it's not linear, so these things could be happening to you in the present, in the past, or in the future tense. If it doesn't resonate with you, a couple things. Maybe it's not your message, or come back, check later on, and see if maybe it just needs time for the energy to present itself. Also check your rising sign, your moon sign, your Venus sign. Those are also important. Depending on what's going on astrologically, one sign could be more accurate than the other. Nothing's gender specific, so if I am talking about masculine or feminine, I'm speaking just on energies because we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. If you're a cross watcher, hello, hi, welcome. If you're watching for a Pisces and I seem to say something about Pisces, you think it's reversed, then feel free. It could be vice versa. I'm just picking up the energy, so I could have the story reversed. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Don't try to make it fit. That never does us any good. And if you are looking for a personal, private reading, all the information is in the description box below. And so aren't my other social media accounts, my website, etc. So, let's see if we can, okay, that one wants to come out. Let's see what we can get for you guys. We'll see if for some reason if we can get one more. So what messages do we have for my Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, for May 2020. Wow, that's a lot. Let's shoot for like one more. Okay, guess we got it. Wow, on the bottom we have surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. I feel like this is kind of what I was feeling for you guys, that pleasure, that joy, the happiness. There's so many beautiful colors in this card. This is the water energy, like I was saying. We're in Taurus season, which is a lot about Venus energy. And then we have fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. Interesting. Surrender. Okay, and then we have the great severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. So there's a lot of soft energy, like I was saying here, and I mean, surrendering really is soft. I kind of want to read these for some reason. Let's see. Okay, fall into my arms. The Great Mother ushered you in when you took your first breath, and she'll be there when you draw your last. She knows how challenging life can be, that being human can be lonely and confusing, that the polarity and separation can be excruciating when your soul remembers the oneness of Source. But at the same time, it can be incredibly glorious and sweet. So often we see things as either good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that we're being rewarded, and when things are bad, that perhaps we've done something wrong. However, we're all here to expand and grow, and it's through the extremes of life that we do exactly that. You're being invited to welcome the highs and the lows of the human experience, to let them initiate you more fully into life, the agony and the ecstasy. Okay, that makes sense. The beauty and the bitterness. This life is but a single breath in the extinguishable existence of your experience as a soul. The Great Mother wants you to hand over your loneliness, worries, hurt, sorrow, fears, burdens, and doubts, to lay them on her altar, to fall fully into her arms, to remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. The more wildly the pendulum of life swings, the more truthfully you can say, I've truly lived. So I feel like with this, we have the surrender, was one of the words on here. Holding the opposites. I believe the card on the bottom said polarity as well. Or no, maybe that was just inside the description. Softening to love. So I feel like for some of you, so Mars is going into your sign, Pisces, I believe in the next like 2 weeks or so. I think it might be like I want to say it's like the second or third week of May. Mars is going to be going into Pisces. So for a lot of you, I'm hearing that you should be checking your Mars placements. Very important. Make sure to also check the house that falls into, because that will tell you what like department of your life you'll be seeing those changes in. I might do a Mars and Pisces video as well to kind of explore that. But I feel like with Mars and Pisces, like Mars is usually, obviously, it's anger, it's fire energy, it's the rush, it's our, sex and war planet, if you will. And I feel like with Mars going into Pisces, you really are going to see a lot of softening. A lot of softening. So that kind of makes sense to me. I feel like that might be what's going on for you guys. Some softening, gentle, watery, just feminine energy for you guys. Alright. I shuffled these a lot before we started, but I'm going to shuffle it some more. So let's see what Pisces is softening to. What can we expect for that energy to bring in for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. What messages do we have for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for May 2020. And even though I will place a time frame on these, like this is for May 2020, it's more so for me to just keep track. Whenever you're drawn to a reading, you're drawn to a reading. Like don't look too much into it. Don't try to make it fit. If not, when you're drawn to it, you're drawn to it. So if you're drawn here for whatever reason, it's because there's a message here for you. The time frame does not matter. And I feel like I need to say that to someone out there. Alright. So what messages do we have for Pisces? I'm on my bed, so I'm trying to make a table out of a pillow. Smart, right? There we go. Okay, so on the bottom, we have the Two of Swords. So this can oftentimes talk about balance of the mind. As well, it can talk about having to make a choice. I feel like there are, again, I feel that softness, so whatever it is, this choice is like, you're trying to do it with like beauty and grace and gentleness, whatever this choice is that you have to make. Feels soft and nurturing. It feels really freaking good, I'm not gonna lie. especially during the circumstances and the state of the world, if you will, it does feel really good. Okay, so 8 of Wands. So this is fast moving energy. Forward movement. Well, that was rude. So whatever this decision is, I feel like we're kind of quickly approaching. It's forward movement, and it's, I mean, you can't move forward unless you make a decision, right? Okay, and then we have 4 of Cups. I feel for a lot of times I tend to want to move towards a feeling of like indifference here, but this just feels to me like it's a gentle awareness. You could be dealing with a Cancer. I don't know why that's popping up to me, but I'm being really drawn to this person has a crab on this material on their head here. I don't know if you guys can see that. So for some of you could be dealing with a Cancer, or you may have Cancer in your chart as well. But this feels like that gentleness I was saying about just being aware of what's around you, being aware of your circumstances, being aware of the energy that is around you, and not feeling emotionally drawn to like react to a situation, but to just see things as they are and, you know, take them into account, be aware. For some of you, this could have to do with like psychic abilities or like some sort of, you know, gift, if you will, because it feels like there's all this information kind of coming to you, and you are able to step back with that quick moving 8 of Wands energy, and almost like just watch it. You're observing. That's the word I'm looking for. You're observing what's going on. Because the 4 of Cups can also talk about being in a state of peace emotionally, which is great because, you know, Pisces is a water sign. You want to make sure that you can handle your emotions properly and not let them get the best of you. I feel like sometimes Pisces can kind of sit in that negative energy a little bit too long. It can really have, you know, take a toll on them. So what other messages do we have for Pisces? Alright, so I have the 5 of Swords. And then I also have the Page of Wands here. So I feel like the 5 of Swords feels like a different energy. The Page of Wands definitely feels like it belongs to you, but the 5 of Swords itself feels like a really, really different energy. It feels like this is another person almost. Whereas like someone in your life could be rather, whether it be maybe negative or pessimistic, or they might just kind of be like dampering your energy. Ooh, excuse me, if that makes sense. It's just like a lower vibrational like energy. Like it's just kind of like a bummer. And it doesn't feel like you. I feel like you're the Page of Wands, and like with that Page of Wands energy, normally this would be a message of a new opportunity, a message of a new beginning, like starting a new project, or, you know, creation, motivation, things of that nature, like a message of like a passionate new start to something. But I feel like with this very specifically, I feel like you guys are incredibly in tune with spirit, and I say that because of the fact that there are all these birds up here in the tree, and one of them is a cardinal, and cardinals are incredibly spiritual birds. So I feel like you're just in tune with spirit. You might have started a meditation practice or habit, whichever word you want to use there. Because it feels like you're just in the mode of like receiving, observing, taking it in, and that's helping you to leave whatever this Five of Swords energy is behind you, and you're not getting caught up in it. It just feels like you're in a very, again, it's a soft, beautiful, just observing energy where you're making a choice of your mental state. That's what I feel like when we had the, got hair all over me, when we had this Two of Swords in the beginning. I feel like now that I'm looking at all these cards, this choice is about your like mental stability. Where do you want to be mentally? You know, like, do you want to let other things bother you, or are you choosing basically peace over conflict? It feels like peaceful resolution. It feels like you're almost telling this person no, and almost being like, you know, I'm not going to indulge in that or entertain that. And here's another way we can look at it. You're choosing to see the bright side and choosing to see the positives. This is fulfilling you and making you abundant. You're grateful is just what I get. Like, you're really seeing things from this beautiful, like, spiritual, peaceful point of view. I'm getting like teary-eyed actually. I feel like a lot of you, this has been just like an incredibly spiritual journey. It's been a journey. It's been a trek, a journey, and I feel like this is a huge milestone for you guys. Like, this is just something really big that you've been needing to accomplish, and it's about mastery. They're showing me 22. So you may be seeing 2s a lot, 22, 11, 22, something along those lines, which this is a master number. This is about mastering the aspect of duality. It's about mastery of the self and your thoughts, your ability to observe, to take in, to not react emotionally, like right off the bat, you know? And look at that, Queen of Pentacles. This energy of you looking around and taking in your surroundings is literally helping you become abundant and fruitful. And I mean, Queen of Pentacles is like that bitch. And then we have strength at the bottom here. This is very much so like mental, spiritual, emotional strength. Like, we're talking everything. We've gone, and then you have Wheel of Fortune actually underneath that, which is funny. This is so beautiful. Like, this is crazy to me. Like, I have the Queen of Pentacles is underneath this Eight of Wands, and I just get this feeling that you are so rapidly approaching such a beautiful energy, and it's something that you may not have been able to obtain before. With the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom, oftentimes talks about karma. This talks about positive karma, reaping what you sow. What you put in, you will get back, whether it's positive or negative. And that's what I feel like here. I feel like you're rapidly approaching that beautiful, abundant energy, because you realize, like, once you get into that frame of mind, once you get into that state of mind, that not everything needs a reaction, not everything needs, you know, emotion behind it, which is hard for a water sign. I'm a Pisces rising. I totally get that. I want to put my emotions in everything. I am passionate, and all of my emotions are either 0 or 110. I feel everything so intensely. I'm an empath myself. It's hard. But once you get into this frame of mind, you see things happening around you, and you can separate yourself, and it's helping you to make decisions. It's helping you to master the mind, master yourself, master your thoughts. For me, like I said, with the 22, which could also be the 11 master number, this to me also talks about manifestation. For some reason, I get that you have been trying to create this in your life yourself, and you are so actively working on manifesting a life that makes you feel happy and peaceful. With the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like it's not necessarily like a wheel, but it's like you've like ticked off all these boxes. It feels like almost like a list. Like the wheel is like a little bit of this, like a pie chart is what they're showing me. Like you're like, okay, there's this section that we're gonna accomplish, this part we're gonna master, this part we're gonna master, this part we're gonna master, and it's like you've mastered all of them. You've just checked them all off. It's beautiful. I love that. That's incredibly beautiful. You've done so much work and so much personal growth, I feel like, where you've just mastered something you had so much struggle with in the past, and you've just learned to look at something from a much better point of view, where you can, you know, listen to other people or be in certain situations peacefully, and, you know, just accept them for what they are. Let things flow like water. You know, coming in or coming out, let things take the course that they will. What messages do we have for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs? Oh, it just feels really relaxing and really freaking good, guys, honestly. Wow, that is so much. Actually, hold on. Okay. Alright, they're telling me to take them, so I will take them. So I have the Ace of Wands here, and this is falling underneath the Four of Cups, which tells me that this meditation practice or this mastery of your mind, of your thoughts, has opened up a whole new door for you. It's opened up literally a new path, a new door, a new opportunity where you can really find, you know, again, happiness, peace, passion. It's helping you to fulfill your goals and your journey in life, because you're able to actually see things for as they are and not get caught up in the emotion, not let your mind or your emotions run rampant. And then we have the Nine of Swords here. Nine of Swords can oftentimes talk about, this is mental pain, this is anxiety, this is depression. I feel like when you're a water sign, sometimes you can be a little bit more susceptible to that because your emotions take control of you. And this coming out underneath the Five of Swords tells me that you're ending the fighting with yourself. You are putting that to rest. You don't want to be, you know, hurt anymore. You don't want to feel like you're, you know, drowning or fighting with yourself as to, like, you know, maybe you're having some self-doubt about a situation or a person in your life, or maybe what direction in life you want to go, and you're just sick of that mental pain where you feel like it's a battle between you and you all the time. Like, who wants to fucking do that, you know? And it just feels like you are, like, in this card, it just feels like she's putting this to rest. This is grievance. I feel like you are almost like, you're almost like mourning and grieving an old version of yourself in, like, the best way possible. That's what I think that, like, softness is, that release, the surrender, where you're just surrendering to these things and saying, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore, and I'm not gonna fucking do it. I'm just not. Making the choice. Making that choice. I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm choosing a better mental state. I'm choosing the way that my thoughts pop up in my head. If a thought pops up in your head and it's like, you can't do that, you're like, fuck you, yes I can. I'm sorry for all the cursing, but this is just me and who I am. I love this. I love this. It's empowering and beautiful in such a soft, like I said, graceful, beautiful way. And then the last card that fell out here was the Three of Swords, and it's coming out underneath the Page of Wands. And I think there was something that was really, I mean, there's a lot of swords energy here. So we have the Three of Swords, Nine of Swords, we have the Five of Swords, and then we have the Two of Swords in the beginning. The pain has opened up a new door for you. The pain, the disappointment, the struggles, like, you've overcome them. That's just bottom line. What I'm hearing is that you've overcome them. Then we have Seven of Pentacles at the bottom. There's so much that you put into this. You put in a lot of time, a lot of work, a lot of energy. There's been a lot of dedication. And sometimes the Seven of Pentacles to me can be manifesting because she's taking that water and she's putting it into this plant every single day, putting in the time, putting in the effort, continuously going back, just having faith that this tree or these trees are going to sprout. It's faith and dedication and belief. And then you have 8 of Cups at the bottom, which is about leaving a situation that doesn't make you happy. It doesn't fulfill you. It's emotionally stressful and straining and just trash. And you've chosen so strongly to just not do this anymore. It's just so simple. Like, that's that beauty, grace, and surrender that, you know, we were talking about in the beginning, is that you've just made a clear-cut choice to not let shit bother you anymore. Because when you let things bother you, like, you're the only one who's in control of your emotions. You're the only one that's in control of your thoughts, and your thoughts are going to create those emotions in you. And you're like, I'm the only one that can control these things. And then underneath the Queen of Pentacles, 9 of Wands in reverse. And I don't have reversals in here. This popped out like that. And then you have the Sun underneath. This is about bringing happiness. Again, leaving this energy behind of feeling like you're always on defense. You're always trying to, again, it's always a battle. It's a constant battle. This in reverse is coming out of that, and it's the release, the surrender. Again, it's all about the surrender. You're surrendering to that Queen of Pentacles energy and saying, you know what, I do have the ability to be that person. I can accomplish that, and I'm going to. To see the things around you that are already so beautiful that maybe before you just weren't seeing them because you were caught up in your mind. You were stuck in your own head. You know, telling yourself things about yourself that aren't true. And then we have Page of Pentacles coming out underneath the Ace of Wands. This talks about a new opportunity bringing you I'm just hearing another opportunity. It's just like doors are opening for you like crazy. And Page of Pentacles could mean that you are dealing with someone who is a younger earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But this is about finding something that's stable and worth putting that energy into. It's, you know, that Page of Pentacles being offered to you in a sense of, hey, like, try this. And whether it's you telling yourself that or someone telling you that, it's like I'm hearing like a suggestion. Like, hey, try this. You can build on this. Try this. I promise. It works. You will, you know, be successful. And coming out of that 9 of Wands energy allows you to start building with those pentacles in abundance, in stability. You know, really bringing in and calling in what is meant for you. And then you have the Chariot coming out afterwards, number 7, which is incredibly spiritual. And this Chariot, next to the 9 of Swords, this to me is rapid, of like, you know, you weren't meant to be in that place that you were forever. And it's important to know that was a trial and error, that was a lesson. It was an obstacle to overcome, that it wasn't going to be forever. And you are just now, like I said, you checked off all those boxes, and it's just, we're gone, we're out. That's it. And then on the bottom, we have Queen of Swords too here. Queen of Swords talks about clear communication, clear, concise, like very clear-headed, clear, crystal clear on what they want out of life. And then underneath we have Judgment. This is the divine coming in and saying enough is enough, no more. You did a great job. Now we're just going to move on. Now we're going to put all that stuff that you learned to the test. We're going to take that and move on with it. We don't have to go back to that place. I feel like some of you feel as though this is something you're going to have to keep up and put all this work into, but you've done all that work. And you've reached the point now, that pinnacle point of, okay, now this is a part of who you are. Now this is you. It's not you, fake it till you make it. Like, you're past that. This is who you are now. And underneath is the Queen of Cups. This is a woman who understands, doesn't have to be a woman, but this is an energy of feminine. This is like your energy. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Beautiful water, feminine energy of knowing exactly. She is happy with herself. See, she's covering this cup. Covering that cup to me says, no, that's my cup. And I only allow in it what feeds me, what helps me grow. I only allow the best in this cup, period. That's my cup. No one else is touching it unless you're going to provide me with something that's worthwhile, because you know that you don't ever want to be in basically a shitty place again, whether it's caused by yourself or someone else. You're protective over that cup. Oh, look at that Page of Cups here. And this goes right underneath the 3 of Swords. getting through that pain has rapidly brought you into such a better place. An opportunity. So you have 2 pages here, which is 2 different, again, pages or messages, offers, communication, messages, blah blah blah. I think I said messages twice. Page of Pentacles could be a younger Earth sign. Page of Cups could be another younger water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But this is, it's just very, like, I don't know, I get this, like, I just saw 3022. It's bringing you into this new offer of love, and I don't necessarily feel like it's coming from someone else. For some of you it might, but I feel more so that you've learned how to fill your own cup. This is self-love and the ability to do it yourself. Underneath is justice, balancing the scales, bringing a situation to even keel again, where you can find happiness. You're not on one extreme or the other, like we talked about polarity with those starseed cards. That polarity and the duality is important to find balance within, and I feel like the divine's helping you do this. And it's funny because you have that wheel up at the top here, which reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune card that we got earlier as well. That's so crazy. And then Magician, manifesting this. You brought this to life. You did it. Like, you put in all the work. You should be proud of yourself. 100% proud of yourself. This is incredible work. And then we just had the 10 of Cups. That's the last card I'm going to pull. 10 of Cups is beautiful. Ultimate fulfillment, happiness, happily ever after. I mean, this is great. You guys are, like, ascending. This is just beautiful. You are elevating your frequency, your vibration. And then we have the Hermit on the bottom, talks about a spiritual journey. This has been, like I said, a journey for you guys. And you've really overcome a lot. You've succeeded in what you've wanted, which is to be more, like, emotionally fulfilled, emotionally stable, to be able to live a better life, basically. And you did that. You've, you know, changed yourself. You've upgraded yourself, and that's beautiful. So congratulations. I'm going to leave it there for you guys. I hope that this resonated. If it did, drop a like, drop a comment, let me know. I love hearing from you guys. That way I can make improvements. But yeah, stay happy, stay healthy, keep working on yourself. You're doing a great job. And thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.